Alright, this biography is something else. Just the amount of immense detail from like the early years of his life, the early years of his career, and all the minor and major details that the A&E and WWE came together to make. And of course, they got it from his family's point of view and his point of view, of course, because it's about him. It's like really what opens your eyes to the whole thing is when you hear it from, as they kind of say sometimes, the horse's mouth, like the family itself. It tells how proud they were of him, but also how it affected them when he was on the road, and how it affected him mentally and physically when he was on the road. So he kind of started in like somewhere around in the 70s when the territories were still a thing before Vince bought them all. I think he started in Los Angeles and then went to Portland where he met his wife, and that's how he started a family. And then shortly after, or maybe this might be a tad bit mixed up, don't quote me on this. I don't know if that's exactly when he started his family, but then the third territory they talked about was in Atlanta, and then it kind of went on and elaborated to WWE and stuff like that. How he cut his promos just to his energy. Like when you look up heel in the dictionary, you just see a picture of Piper, cause like he was the ultimate heel. So like in this example right here, like you can see his jacket, right? And I didn't notice in the biography it talked about how he wore this jacket like this because he got stabbed 3 times, and it talks about how, because you can see it's like covering his shoulder. Sergeant Slaughter and Bret Hart was talking about how he got stabbed in an arena, like a fan came up and said some crazy thing and then stabbed him like right in the chest. Said if it would have went any more to the right or left, it would have ended him right there. But he had luck and the grace of God on his side, so that didn't happen, thankfully. And then when he took his hand off, because his heart was still beating, right? Blood was spewing out each time with each pump, and it got on the guy because he was asking him why he was holding his hand there. But yeah, just a great production here between A&E and WWE. It just really opened my eyes to it because this was kind of before my time. I still appreciate the greats and the legends though that paved the way for others, but like I said, I wasn't born till after his career was pretty much like his full-time career was pretty much over. But I mean, I still can appreciate it for what it was and his greatness and legacy that he left behind. And he also took a break midway in his career. I'm not sure what year, around what time. I think it was like later 80s. And then like he starred in some movies. That's where like the famous quote came from, where he was like, "I'm here to chew gum and kick ass," and he said, "I'm all out of bubble gum." And that where he's like sitting there holding the gun. I seen some good pictures of that, but they like kept messing up, so I just put this one here. And like back on the jacket, that's just like a cool attire that fit him because of like the bagpipes he played when he was homeless at the time because he ran away from his dad because that was a complicated relationship. He wanted a better relationship with his dad, but it just didn't work out. So he just played bagpipes during the, or not during the day, because he said he slept during the day because it was too dangerous at night. So he played bagpipes at night or whenever he could to get some coins so he could get food and get clothes and stuff like that and move somewhere else, try to get somewhere. And then he got introduced to wrestling, was doing really good at that for his charisma and his mouthpiece, so to speak. I think he's, in my opinion, after watching that, if he's not number one, he's at least top three in just the amount of energy that he brought and realness that he brought to it is just insane. And then, you know, you just gotta respect him for that. Some of the great matches he put on. Hulk Hogan, the first WrestleMania, so he was like the ultimate heel, and then Hogan was like the guy that could do no wrong in the fans' eyes. He's like the ultimate baby face, and then with Mr. T in the mix, that was kind of like the perfect storm. So that's just amazing how that came together. Because you have Piper, ultimate heel, and you have Hogan, is like the main baby face that everybody, or not everybody, but a lot of people think of that era, where it was like him or Andre, or him and Bret, or him and Yokozuna. But this is about Piper, so like, I mean, he cut that crazy promo too against the Guevara family, where he said he was gonna play the Mexican national anthem, and then he played like that cockroach type song on the bagpipes. That was crazy, and then chairs started raining down, and they got that from his son and his daughter's point of view, and maybe his wife too. I'm not too sure, but yeah, that was crazy to hear about, and the illustrations they had on the biography. And then I don't think he had any matches with Guerrero though, but that was just a thing. I think he did go back and forth with Chavo some, or maybe not Chavo, but you know, that's a illustrious family, so they run deep in wrestling history. That's kind of like the first one for them, so yeah, kind of, who knows who he could have went against. I know he went against Bret Hart and Hogan, especially Hogan. He went against him at WCW after WWE, and then I don't know. He had just cut great promos. And he had I'm thinking of that certain match. Oh yeah, him and Flair. I was drawing a blank, sitting there just saying like over and over again because I was trying to think of it. Him and Flair kind of like struck a dynamic duo type thing. If they weren't, I think they competed in some tag team matches, and then they were like working together. Piper being the heel, of course, and then Flair being the babyface. They're kind of a mix of both because they can both do it, but you know, Piper's like the ultimate heel, like I said, so that fits him more. He just feels more upon playing a heel rather than a babyface, because like I said, it just fits him like a glove. But it's just also admirable how when it comes to wrestling, he just kept his family out of it as much as he could. But it was just wild to me how they talked about his family said that they couldn't go to the movies and the mall and stuff because he was so over as a heel that people were like trying to harm him and run him off the road. And as I said before, like, he had to wear this certain type of jacket just to not get stabbed by some maniac jumping the rail or running down the street. Like, I mean, I get they're passionate about it, but that's a little ridiculous. Because it's definitely a real thing. Like, the ending of the matches and certain moves are scripted, but the wear and tear and the realness of his promos and Mike skills in particular, that is not fake. That is real, genuine stuff right there. I don't care what you say. But just his ability to get over with the fans and all the stuff he did over the years, great matches, great moveset, you know. Like, his legacy definitely left a mark on wrestling forever. And just admirable too at the same time. I mean, it comes with a short rope, so to speak, but he was just not scared of anybody or to say anything to anybody. It was kind of like, wow, you know, that's just something you can look up to. But he inspired Rhonda when she started her run with the company for like a year and a half. It might have been more, but it seemed kind of short. Had that WrestleMania match with Kurt, right? Yeah, against Stephanie and Triple H, and then she cut that promo with The Rock against Stephanie and Triple H again. And she started her singles run, and she said that's where she got the inspiration from. So she called him up and asked him if she could use it in the UFC. He said yeah. Then, of course, she used in the WWE to embrace him, make sure he was never forgotten, which is pretty awesome, and the family embraced her as well. Just a pretty cool thing altogether. But yeah, man, that's just my words to say on that, because I don't want to ramble too much. But I appreciate you for tuning in. If you did, maybe drop a like and give me your thoughts in the comments, and we can talk about it more. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I'll catch y'all in the next one.